Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the daily current affairs session brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy for the date 26th August 2023 for the news which came in Indian Express newspaper. Okay, let's get into the today's current affair analysis. Rate hike since last year is working well, as said by a member of Monetary Policy Committee. See, what does the news is related to is that the member of the Monetary Policy Committee has said that since May 2022 there has been the consistent increase in the rate hike, so that the inflation would be brought under the control. For the past monetary policy meeting, there has been a pause in the rate hike. What they have mentioned is that the period which they have raised the interest rate is right now showing some positive sign in controlling the inflation. And what he has said is that the main function of the monetary policy is to control the inflation. Right now, the inflation is above 7%, which is above the tolerant limit of the Monetary Policy Committee, that is 6%. But this increase in the price hike is mainly because of hike in the spike in the vegetable prices. This vegetable price hike will be seasonal. It does not prolong for longer period of time. But if the monetary policy is not handled properly, means the increase in the price hike will be percolated into the other general inflation, as a result of which there could be a longer inflation could take place because of this spike in the vegetable price. So that the Monetary Policy Committee will act in a way that the vegetable price hike will be stopped only within the vegetable price hike only. It will not get transferred into the general price hike. That is what the objective of the Monetary Policy Committee right now, said by a member of the Monetary Policy Committee. Okay, this is what the news is related to. How the news is related to civil service examination is, it is related to civil service examination for the under the paper GS3 economic development, under a subtopic called Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, growth and development, as well as employment. So under this section of the syllabus only this news will be coming. Okay, how previously the question were asked in relation to the Monetary Policy Committee. Since the news is related to Monetary Policy Committee, let us look into how the questions were asked previously in prelims. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the Monetary Policy Committee Monetary Policy Committee? It decides RBI's benchmark interest rate. Yes, it has the authority to decide the policy rate of India, and it is the 12-member body including governor of RBI, and it is reconstituted every year. No, it is the 6-member body, and it will be reconstituted every 4th year. So the statement 2 is wrong. Then it functions under the chairmanship of Union Finance Minister. This is also wrong. It functions under the chairmanship of RBI governor. So answer is option A, 1 only. This is what the questions looks like when we are referring to the previous year in relation to the Monetary Policy Committee. Okay, let's discuss about the Monetary Policy Committees. It is the 6-member body, as I said. In that, 3 members will be from RBI, and the remaining 3 members will be appointed by central government, and the central government will appoint the 3 members based on the recommendation given by The Search and Select Committee. Headed by Cabinet Secretary of India. Headed by Cabinet Secretary of India. Based on the recommendation only, the central government will be appointing the 3 other members of the Monetary Policy Committee. And Monetary Policy Committee, it is the statutory body constituted under RBI Act 1934, and it has the authority to decide upon the policy rate, that is benchmark interest rate of India. And then the members have a term, the members of the central government representatives will have a term of 4 years, and there is no reappointment for them, and the decision will be taken by majority, and the governor has casting vote. So this is what the details in relation to Monetary Policy Committee is about. Okay, let's discuss about the effect of inflation in an economy. Since RBI monetary policy controls the inflation, why government is trying to control inflation is that it has some negative repercussion on the economy. What it is we will look into it. First is, it will reduce the purchasing power of the citizens because of price rise, and then it will be lowering the savings of the individuals because of inflation. The essential products price will get increased, so the consumers or the citizens needed to spend more to buy those essential products, as a result of which their savings will get reduced. Because of lower savings of the citizens, there will be decreased investment, because banks will have lesser credit to dispose it to the borrowers or the investors. And at the same time, because of the inflation, other than the essential commodity, people will be hesitant to buy the luxurious products or luxurious commodities. As a result of which, the demand will come down. Because of which the production will also come down. It will be leading to decrease in investment. Then the cost of living will also get increased as a result of this. And then, in order to control these things, these inflations, government will be increasing their rate, policy rate, that is interest rate. As a result of which, the credit will become very costly, and the persons or this individual or the citizen who wanted to borrow the consumer loan or any other type of loan to satisfy their own demand will be hesitant to buy or borrow the credit from the bank. Because of price rise, there will be increasing in the import from the other country where the products are cheaper. As a result of which, imports will get increased, export will get decreased because of the reduction in investment as well as the related production. There will be increase in trade deficit will be taking place in an economy because of inflation. So these are all the negative consequences of an economy. So that is why the RBI has the objective to control the inflation. Okay, how RBI controls inflation is that it controls inflation based on 3 methods. First is through the credit control method. It has certain tools which we will be discussing in the upcoming slides, through which it will be controlling the disposal of credit by the bank or the increase the credit by the bank, so that it could able to reduce the money supply or increase the money supply according to the requirement of the inflation situation. Second is demonetization, that is banning usage of certain denomination of currencies, will also enable reduction of inflation. Then third is issuing new currency. to control the inflation. So these are all the three methods being used by RBI to control inflation. In that, or under the credit control, RBI uses certain tools. What is it is first is under open market operation, if the inflation is very high means then the RBI will be selling its bond, bill as well as securities to take the excess liquidity that is present in the system. On the other hand, if the economy is facing deflation like situation means, then RBI will be purchasing the bills, bonds as well as security so that the deflation like situation will get reduced. So by selling as well as purchasing bills, bonds and securities, RBI could able to control the inflation as well as deflation. And these bills and bonds and securities could be either government's bill, bond, securities or private's bills, bonds or securities. And then second tool is cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio is by increasing the rate of reserve ratio, RBI could be able to control the inflation. How it is that is because of increasing in the reserve ratio, the banks needed to deposit their increased percentage of requirement with the RBI. As a result of which the credit that is available with the bank will get reduced, so that the credit that the bank will get the credit that the bank disposes to the customer will also get reduced, so that the inflation will get controlled. If the economy is in deflation like situation means, then the reversal will be taking place. Usually the cash reserve ratio will be in the percentage of 13 to 15%, in between 13 to 15%. Second, it is the bank does not earn any interest from the reserve which it is keeping in with the RBI. Then the statutory liquidity ratio, in that banks needed to keep a certain percentage of amount as mandated by the RBI with themselves. It is also to control the inflation as well as or the deflation, and it will be usually in the ratio of in between the range of 25 to 40% of net time demand deposit. But in the cash reserve ratio, the bank will be depositing with the RBI in the form of cash. But in the case of statutory liquidity ratio, the bank will be keeping the amount in the form of securities, golds as well as cash. And RBI could be able to earn an interest from this reserve ratio. Statutory liquidity ratio. And then repo rate. It is the short term borrowing requirement of the bank from the RBI. So by varying the reverse repo rate. Reverse repo rate is the short term borrowing of RBI from the banks. So by increasing as well as decreasing this repo rate, that is, this two comes under a common category called liquidity adjustment facility, LAF. So through this LAF tools, the RBI will alter the policy rate to bring back the inflation as well as the deflation under the control. So okay, this is what the tools that has been implemented by RBI to control the credit, so that the inflation or the deflation will get controlled in the economy. So this is what the news is related to. So what we needed to study further is, we should know about what does inflation means and what are all the different types of inflation that is present. Second is, to control the inflation, it is along with the monetary policy, the fiscal policy should also act as the complementary. So we should know about what is the fiscal policy is about. What is the fiscal policy of India right now? These are all the things which we need to know. Then third is, we should know about the banking sector itself. What is bank? what are all the different types of bank that is available in India, and what are all their important functions, and what are all their priorities, lending areas. These are all the things which we needed to know, and we should know the difference between banks, non-banking financial companies, as well as payment banks, as well as small finance banks, and then regional rural banks. We should know the difference between all of them. Why each banks has been the financial institutions have been created, what are all their objectives, and what is the difference between all of them. So these are all the things which we needed to be aware of. Okay, this is what the complete analysis related to the Monetary Policy Committee is about. Fleet support ships. This, the news is related to fleet support ships. What it is about is Defense Ministry has signed a contract with Hindustan Shipyard Limited to acquire 5 fleet supporting ships at the cost of 19,000 crore. And what is the purpose of this ship is that it will replenish the Navy ship which is present at the sea with fuels, armories, and then stores and other requirement which is essential for the functioning of the Navy vessel that is present in the ocean. So that with the help of this fleet support ship, Navy could able to stay at the ocean for extended period of time without returning to the harbor, so that they could able to reach the capability of blue water navy. That is the purpose of this fleet support ship is about. And since it is going to be manufactured by Hindustan Shipyard Limited, it will boost our goal towards self-reliance. So this is what the explanation of the news is about. Okay, how come the news is related to civil service examination is that it is related to UPSC General Studies paper 3 under a topic called Science and Technology, under a subtopic called Indigenization of Technology and Developing New Technology. Okay, let's discuss about how the previous prelims question was asked in relation to the news or the explanation which we have seen now. Which one of the following is the best description of INS Astra Dharani that was in the news recently? First is amphibious warfare ship. Second is nuclear powered submarine. Third is torpedo launch and recovery vessel. Fourth is nuclear powered aircraft carrier. INS Astra Dharani is the torpedo launched recovery vessel. So answer is option C. Okay, let's discuss about what is the advantage of having a indigenous products in India, particularly in defense. See, right now nearly 50% of our defense requirement is coming from Russia. So we are heavily dependent on the Russia. So by making our country indigenously produce their defense equipment means we could able to reduce our import burden, so that we could reduce our dependency on certain handful of country. And as a result of reduction in import and then increased independency in terms of defense production, we could able to have a policy of strategic autonomy, so that our policy will not be influenced by any other countries, where the decision will be taken by considering our own interest only. And then the introduction of technologies in India, as well as promoting the developing the technology in India, will enable the dissemination of the technologies, which in turn will be leading to innovation, as well as increase in the R&D activities, and then it will be leading to enhancement of MSME development, so that the MSMEs will get included in the growth of India. Because of these factors, it will be leading to increased employment. So these are all the advantage of having indigenous defense in India. So what are the challenges right now in India to achieve the indigenization is that there is hesitancy from the other developed countries, or the countries which is producing the defense technology, to transfer the technology to India. And then so there is some delay in acquiring the knowledge of the technology in India, so that it is right now delaying our efforts towards indigenization. And then sustained investment. Most of the defense products are the capital like investment. So if a product is going to capital product is going to get developed, means it needs a sustained investment, that is investment for prolonged period of time without any hindrance. So this sustained investment is lagging. Then third is lack of assured markets. So once we become self-reliant in producing the defense equipment or defense products, there is another difficulty is that where these products will be sold. So there is a big question mark there. So there is lack of assured market. Fourth is less private participation also hinders the indigenization as well as the R&D and innovation activities in the defense sector. Okay, what are all the measures needed to be, what are the measures has been taken is that FDI has been increased to 74% in defense industry, and then there are certain industries with the approval of government, the FDI has been increased to 100%. And then second is implementing of strategic partnership model, so that the indigenization of the products which is made for our defense need is achieved. Then third is building the defense industrial corridors to develop defense industrial ecosystem. And then new defense acquisition procedure. So these are all the steps being taken to ensure the indigenization in India. So what does the Defense Acquisition Council is about? It is this is the body that established or approved the project. It is the highest decision making body in relation to procurement of defense products. And then it was created to expedite the procurement process in relation to defense, and it was formed after 1999 Kargil war by a committee of group of ministers. And defense ministry is the chairman for it, and it has the More another important functions called, it is the council only will be approving the 15-year long term integrated perspective plan. Then it is responsible for categorizing a project or the proposal as in the form of buy, make or buy and make model, and it will be acting as authority to clear the vendor proposals for the defense. So, and then it accord acceptance of necessity to acquisition proposal. Acceptance of necessity. So these are all the important functions of Defense Acquisition Council. And then another important function is that it will take decisions regarding offset provisions it takes decisions regarding offset provisions of 300 crore and above proposals. So these are all the important functions of Defense Acquisition Council. So what we needed to study is that we should know about defense procurement procedure which has been formed recently. Second is we should know about Make in India policy. Third, we should know about Atmanirbhar policy of India. Fourth is we should know about what is the brown water navy, green water navy, and the difference between them. So these are all the other areas which we needed to study. This is what the news related to the indigenization as well as the fleet service ship is about. Smart Cities Award. Ministry of Housing as well as Urban Affairs has released the Smart City Award under Smart City Mission. In that, Madhya Pradesh as well as Indore occupied or won the first place in the respective category of Best State and Best City. Similarly, Surat as well as Agra named as second and third best city. Then Tamil Nadu has won the second best state in the Smart City Award. So this is what the details of the news is related to. How the news is related to UPSC exam is that the news is related to UPSC General Studies Paper 3 Economic Development under a subtopic called Infrastructure. Okay, let's discuss about how the previous year mains question was asked in relation to the news. What are smart cities? Examine the relevance for urban development in India. Will it increase rural-urban difference? Give argument for smart villages in the light of PURA as well as Rural Mission. So this kind of questions have been asked in relation to the smart city mission. Okay, let's discuss about what does the smart city mission is about. It is basically using technology to drive the growth of economy as well as improve the ease of living of the people. In that, the city will be equipped with basic infrastructures like sanitation, water facility, as well as electricity, integrated mobility. All this will be there in the smart city mission. But all this basic infrastructures function will be influenced through the usage of technology. Usage of technology will enhance the efficiency of these basic infrastructure service delivery to the common citizen of India or the people. So it is being implemented, formed by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and it is implemented at the local level, that is at the city level, by the special purpose vehicle spawned specifically for the implementation. So this is what the smart city mission is about. Okay, what is the challenges for building a smart city mission is that there is the tendency for duplication of work. Why? Because the special purpose vehicle at the smart city will be created. The place where the smart city is going to be converted into smart city, a special purpose vehicle will be created for the conversion. But at the same time, there is another same organization which is located or performing the similar kind of duties is the urban local bodies, which is elected by the government, which is elected by the people. So they are also will be doing certain work which will be which will directly confront with the special purpose vehicles work, so that there is a tendency for redundancy as well as duplication of the work. Second is it will lead to island of development rather than inclusive development of all. Then so this smart city mission is going to use technology and their related data to enhance the easiness of the citizens living. But there is lack of data to identify the needs of the citizen, and then there is difficulty in mobilizing fund because this kind of investment requires a prolonged investment without any kind of hindrance. But in the smart city mission, the mobilization of the resource is a challenge. Then because of usage of technology to control the service delivery to the people will enhance the privacy related issues. And then since the technology is going to get introduced, if the technology is going to get introduced means then there need to be a skilled human resources to handle those technologies, which is right now the mission is lagging. So these are all the challenges of smart city mission. So there are benefits related to smart city mission. What is this? That is through the usage of technology, if all the things are going correct means, if all the challenges have been reduced and all the things are going correct means, then we could able to achieve more from the less. That is using the technology to increase the efficiency of the service delivery. And then technology will be used as a means to achieve the end of easing the citizen living. Then it will enhance the cooperative as well as competitive federalism. Similarly, it will ensure the efficient public service. So this is what the benefits in relation to the smart city mission is about. Okay, what is the smart city award? Let's look into the detail of it. It is organized under, as I said previously, under smart city mission, which is being implemented by Ministry of Housing as well as Urban Affairs, and it will be recognizing the pioneer city projects or models which could have potential or which could be replicated in the other areas or the other sector of the society. And then it is right, this award which has been announced now is the 4th edition. First edition took place during 2018, and then the awards will be given under 6 categories. First is project awards, the award given for the pioneer projects, and then innovation award. Then third is national zonal city award. Fourth is state award. Fifth is UT, that is Union Territory Award. According in the recent edition, in the Union Territory category, Chhattisgarh has won the award. Then Partners Award. So these are all the categories under which the awards will be given. Okay, what we needed to do is that, see, depending on technology for every human related problems is not the only way to solve it. This data which is going to be produced from the usage of technology needed to be used along with the values so that equity in the society could get achieved. Similarly, the planning in order to understand the need of the people from the data should be decentralized. Similarly, the private capitals needed to be infused so that it could able to increase the phase of the smart city mission development. And then citizens should be engaged in the planning so that their real values will get reflected in the planning itself, which in turn will enable the easy implementation of the policy. So these are all the way forwards which we needed to do. So what we needed to study further is that we should know about the AMRUT scheme, its objective, its implementing authority, and who are all the stakeholders being involved, its structures, and who is the beneficiary who is the beneficiary going to benefit from the scheme. Second is we should know about National Urban Mission. Then third is we should know about e-mobility. Fourth is we should know about the Digital India Mission, its objectives and the implementing authority. So these are all the areas which we needed to study further. Okay, this is what the news related to Smart City Award and the Smart City Mission and its complete analysis is. Tamil Nadu breakfast scheme. Tamil Nadu government has expanded the morning breakfast scheme to all government primary school students in rural as well as urban areas. So through this morning breakfast scheme, Tamil Nadu government has the objective of encouraging the economically disadvantaged student to study and then to eradicate the nutrition deficiency among the school children, which in turn will be enabling to bridge the learning gap. So this is what the objective of the scheme is about. So through the implementation, government is aiming to achieve this objective. Okay, how the news is related to civil service examination is, the news is related to UPSC General Studies Paper 2 under a topic called Social Justice. Under Social Justice, a subtopic called Welfare Schemes for Vulnerable Sections of the Population by the Center and the State and the Performance of these Schemes. Okay, how the previous year questions been asked whenever there is the news related to welfare scheme came is, performance of welfare scheme that are implemented for vulnerable section is not so effective due to absence of their awareness and active involvement at all stages of policy process. Discuss. Okay, let's discuss about the history of the scheme which is being implemented. In 1920, the Chennai Corporation Council has proposed a proposal